we have the 6 trends. Mobiles, cloud computing, geo-everything. Now don't go looking for geo-everything. Okay, this is talking about geotagging, geocaching, GPS stuff. What is GPS stuff? What does GPS do?
Like satellite imaging to where you are, like your position on whatever.
Because everything has a what. Where I'm standing has different whats than where she's sitting. Coordinates. Literally, we have slightly different coordinates because we're not taking up the same space, right? So, now I can't, right in here we may not have good satellite reception for GPS, but what does GPS let us do? How many of you have GPS in your phones? Anybody?
I can, but I don't.
You can, but you don't. If your parents turn that on, they can see where you are anywhere. If they turn it on, they can look on the internet and they can see where you are. Oh, yeah. Think issues are going to happen with that?
No.
Because you know what's going to happen? You're going to, when you get older and you're a parent, the parents aren't doing it now. Why not?
Because it's too complicated.
They don't understand it. Don't say they're stupid. They don't understand the GPS, so they hadn't turned it in. Oh, do you think you're going to understand GPS in a cell phone? What do you think you're going to do to your little cookie? What are you going to do when you're a parent? Watch them. Are you? Hey, I want to get Johnny a cell phone in 1st grade so I can what? Know where he is. Okay, so this whole ethical thing is part of what we're going to be looking at. So GPS is geo-everything. You can tag pictures. You can tag what you're doing. You can tag everything. It can be thrown onto a map. Okay? Plus, there's so a lot of you outdoorsy people, you may be interested in the geo-everything because it is really the photographers, and there's so much potential with geotagging. Because geotagging is taking that little GPS coordinate and doing what with it? Y'all know what a tag is, right? What does it do when you geotag? What are you doing to something? What are you doing to something when you geotag it? You're an expert in geotagging. When you geotag something, what are you doing? You made your video on it for Black Classroom. What are you doing when you geotag something? When you tag a cow's ear, what are you doing? You're marking it so you know who it belongs to. When you tag with your GPS coordinates on something, what are you doing? Marking the location that it was taken, or done, or whatever, or written, or so you're tagging everything with GPS coordinates. Okay, it has a lot of different potential. Now I kind of skipped ahead because we know what mobiles are, right? Those are what?
Cell phones.
Cell phones, but is it just cell phones? What do you think is the cell phone that has changed everything?
The iPhone.
The iPhone. And then you've got the close sister to the iPhone, which is the iTouch, which in a lot of ways to me is as, if not more powerful than the iPhone. The difference is the iPhone has GPS in it, the iTouch does not yet. Okay? And there's a couple reasons they didn't put GPS in it. It's really because they want to sell the iPhone. They make more money on that every month. Okay? And so some people call the iTouch a poor man's iPhone. Because, we use free Wi-Fi. I have the iTouch, which is, I would rather have that. It's cheaper. So the mobile piece, how are colleges going to use mobiles, the Twitter and the letting them look things up on their iPhone, their iTouch, their handheld. I found that I boot up my laptop less at home now that I can use the iTouch. And yes, I can approve people on NetGen. And last night I was approving people on the wiki, on my Google group, which is just for the teachers, and the Ning. I was approving people on my iTouch. How can you do that? Because on the internet. I can look stuff up. All my basics, I do that on my iTouch, and I don't even have to boot up my laptop. Why would people want to do that? Why would you want to do stuff on this versus just open up the laptop? And why would it?
Easier to carry around that.
Yeah, it's easier to carry around. This is the thing that I see is you get hounded in middle school here about you've got to carry your planner. Okay. Do y'all carry a planner now? Some of you do, right?
No.
You don't? How do you keep up with what you have to do? In your head, which is a big mistake. Because you remember last year, how many things can you remember at once? Do y'all remember this when I did the numbers? How many things can you remember before your mind does a complete dump and forgets everything?
like 5 or 6.
Between 7 and 9 things. Once you're over 9, boom, you're out of there. Right now on my list in my iTouch, I have 70 things that I'm supposed to do today. 70. Okay, the other day I had 102. Do I get them all done? No, but I can usually get a good 60 to 70% of the stuff done. The people who, if you look at, there's a guy named Brian Tracy who studies millionaires, and I'm not saying millionaires is what we should all aspire to be, but he does show certain trends that they all do, and those people tend to have a list, know what they need to do. Now, to me, this is what NetGen needs to be doing. You don't like paper, you're not going to carry a planner. Do you need something to keep a list on and a calendar on? And your goals? Yes or no? Absolutely 100%. Everybody who studies people who are successful in any career, whether it's a Mother Teresa, an Einstein, or anybody, they have some way of knowing where they have to be. Now, sometimes Einstein didn't show up where he had to be, but they know what they need to be doing. Okay? And so these are things that you need to be doing. So what I think about the NetGen is, what should you be using for your planner?
Blackberries and phones.
Blackberries, phones, iTouches, iPhones. Okay? The people who I think are going to end up being the most successful NetGen of your generation are going to be the people who plan using what? Mobiles. Okay? And so this is the challenge. When I was in college, everybody carried a planner. Y'all are already telling me people don't carry planners anymore, right? When I was in school, when I was your age, anybody who made A's had a planner. You could pretty much guarantee, and some of you who I know made very high A's, you're telling me you don't carry a planner. So I know you're doing something. There's some way you're keeping up with what you have to do. Now, cloud computing is like this, Google Docs. What does Google Docs let you do? You might want to take some notes in your little thing there. What does Google Docs let you do? Google Docs. What does Google Docs do? Huh? It's Microsoft Word free and?
Collaborate. More than one person can get in there.
Yes. Okay? This is called part of what they call cloud computing, computing in the cloud. When you use a Google Doc, you're computing in the cloud. Why do we call it that? Okay, the Internet. Imagine the Internet is a cloud. Okay? This is the Internet. Okay? And then you're using parts of it. So you're putting it up into Google Docs on their server. It's in the cloud. Okay? That's cloud computing. What do you think the personal web is? Annabelle, you and I talked about personal web a little bit yesterday. What is personal web?
It's like you're creating your own web.
You're personalizing your web and you're learning and all that. And y'all, want to throw something out at you. Does the personal web mean that you could be going to, because Annabelle, you want to go to Georgia, right? Okay. So Annabelle wants to go to Georgia, but what if Georgia did not offer a course in, what's something you're interested in? Well, let's just say European art, okay? Which they probably do, but let's just say European art. But there's a school in Paris that does online. Should you be able to go to the University of Georgia and have 3 classes this semester be at Georgia and 1 class be online that you take with a school in Paris, and then maybe at the end of the semester you go there for a week? Was that something you might be interested in? Yes. Why?
Because you're getting to do what you want to do.
Yes. Do you think colleges are structured that way?
No.
They are not at all. But the personal web, if you could take out web and you could say the personal educational experience, y'all are going to want to mash up your college experience and take one from over here and one from over here. Because I can tell you, a graphic design course from Savannah College of Art and Design, without exception, is going to be better than one you can get just about anywhere in the eastern United States. Right? So if you're at Georgia and you want to take graphic design, do you want to take it from Georgia or do you want to take it online from SCAD? Savannah College of Art and Design. You probably want to take it online and get credit for it, right? Back at Georgia. Okay? But you've already said things aren't structured. So we want a personal web, but we want a personal learning experience. Okay?